Hi, this is Magnar and welcome back to my modding tutorial series for Rome 2 Total War. In this episode I'm going to show you how to update your mod after any CA patch to get it working again in the quickest possible time frame. Now, not for every patch, but for a lot of patches, CA will actually change the structure of these database tables that we work with. And when they do that, we have to update our PFM schema. The schema file here, if you go to your PFM file folder, you see here, this is the one for Rome 2 Total War. And in there, it just defines the structure of each table. So this is the battle terrain farms table. It has a column which will be called farm. This is what kind of information it's expecting. And this is something else. You don't need to worry about all this for this tutorial. But you do need to know that this needs to be changed sometimes with patches if the structure of a table has changed. Patch 11 has just come out, and with that there's been a change to a table. So that's why I'm mentioning it specifically at the start, because you will need to update your PFM schema. You can do that one of two ways. You can wait until PFM releases their whole new schema update, so it'll be like schema 27, 28, 29, I don't know what number they're up to at the moment, somewhere around 40 probably. Or you can do it manually by waiting for some kind soul to, here I am at Total War Center in the PFM thread, which is sticky at the top. And someone might go in there and say, this is the new schema for this table. So this person has gone in, crazy random, and has been kind enough to put up the new schema entries for building chain availabilities tables, which was changed, as he's written there. They added a new column to the table. And he's also added schemas for the two new tables which were added with patch 11. So we can actually change our schema ourselves in our Notepad++ or Notepad or whatever you're using. All we have to do is go to where this table line is. So let's just copy that, find, paste in that, find next, there it is. And then we can just select from the closing statement to the opening, that's the whole table, and we can just paste over it. I've already done this because I've finished updating my mod. This is something I will do after I've started updating my mod. I don't do this at the start because I still want to be able to read tables that haven't been updated to the current version, and I'll show you now why that is. So now that you know how to do that, we don't need that anymore. So before the patch is finished uploading on your computer, you should copy this pack file here from the data folder of Rome 2. Save it somewhere else, call it something else, because what we need to do is we need to compare that old pack file with the updated pack file. And the way we do that is with a program called Winmerge. There's a link to it down below, so grab that, or something that does the same thing. Here it is. Okay, so we're going to set up now so that we can use Winmerge really quickly and easily. So let's go into our tutorial folder, or wherever you're working from, so modding, tutorial, and we're going to create a new folder called version comparison, or whatever you want to call it. We go in there and we create two new folders, one called whatever, old, for the pre-patch database tables, and one called a new for the new ones. Now, seeing as I've already got the new one open, I'm just going to do that one first. So we go Files, Extract all as TSV, and then we're going to browse to our new folder here we've just created. So let's go Browse, version comparison and new. We'll click OK. OK. And you get a lot of these little pop-ups here. And what these are for any tables which are either empty or can't be read. So if a table has been updated and you're extracting the pre-patched pack, and you haven't updated your schema yet, then you will get these for any tables which have been updated structure-wise. Not things which have had, if it's had entries added, it won't get a pop-up, but if the structure has changed so that PFM can no longer read the table, then it will get a pop-up. Okay, so just click OK or press Enter to get through all of them. Okay, and you can see here there were 53 tables which were either empty or couldn't be read. That's fine. That's going to happen with every single time you extract it. Okay, so now we don't need the new one anymore. Well, we can keep it open, but we won't be. We're going to do now for the old version. If you haven't, chances are you haven't actually backed up your data_rome2 because you probably didn't think you needed to, but I have. And so I'm going to do the same thing now. This means, for me, I ran like this P11 means pre-patch 11. Open up my pre-one, and I'm going to save it into the old, extract it into the old folder now. So browse, modding, tutorial, version comparison, and old. And the same thing again. So you won't be able to use this for updating your mod to patch 11, but for any future patches, you'll want to be prepared and back up that data_rome2 so you can do this method. Now I've done it without doing this method as well, and I can tell you that it takes a lot longer if you don't do this. Okay, so now we can go, now we've extracted both of them, the old and the new, we can go to Winmerge and we can compare, open it up, we can compare those two folders. And because we've extracted them to TSV, we can actually see what the changes are to each table. So we're going to go File, Open, and then we pick. Well, this currently links to my the ones I actually use, but we're going to reload. Select the new ones I've just created. So on the left hand side and on the right, it'll have some information about each table. So let's go new on the left. So we select that table. Yeah. Right, you don't have to open it, just select it, open. Oh, maybe here then. Okay, so we got, just select the new, sorry. Just until it gets it, and then we can just, there we go, new. And then we go here, we go browse, and we find the old. Tutorial. Click on old, open, it's just going to keep doing it, there we go. And it's selected old. Don't worry about this stuff. Now let's, actually I have no, yeah, just leave it. And then you click OK. It generates a report. And this is really helpful. And you can I sort by this comparison result. And what it does, it puts all the files which are different, which means they've changed, at the top, and everything I don't have to worry about, which says that they're the same, at the bottom. But first thing you'll want to do before you start looking through all the tables is you want to go down to the bottom, right down to the bottom, and you want to see which tables will not be compared because they've changed or they're new tables. So here we can see these 4 tables here, they only exist in one of the data packs, which means that we will have to save that data in like a spreadsheet, and then we will, if we use it in our mod, and then we will update our schema, how I showed you before, then open up the new pack file with the new schema, so we can read this table, and then we create a new table in our mod pack, and then we update it with our old values and the new ones, however we want to do it. But for now, we can look at each table and we can see that patch 11 had a lot of changes to a lot of tables. Do you want to see how many exactly? Let's try. $136 different tables were changed with patch 11. So it's down here. Okay, so as an example, double click on fatigue, and you can see here it highlights a little summary, and you can click and drag and move up and move across and see where the changes have been. So for KV fatigue, you see that this line's changed. It used to be 50, now it's 125, etc., etc. And you can do that for every single table. So that whether they're adding just a small number change or they're putting in whole new rows. For example, let's look at land units, because they added new units with this patch. We can expect to find new entries. So if you can see it's grey here, a grey means that there's a new entry has been added. So these two lines were not in the old table. Forget which one it is. Here it is, old, but they are in the new table, which means that they've been added. Keep going down. There's a bunch more. So now that we've compared the tables and we've got this handy tool to work with, we can open up our own mod and see what actually needs to be changed. Now I'm going to, because the mods with packs that we've been working with at the moment don't really have anything that needs to be changed, I'm going to open up the Magnar Mod pack, and we can use that as just to look through and see what I'm talking about. So I'll go to my now obviously I can't use these ones because I've already updated them. I have to find an old version of it. Okay, now I found an old version of Magnar Mod which I had backed up. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to just use the base mod pack, and we're going to do a quick little update of it. Okay, so here it is. You can open it up, and we can just start from the top and we can kind of work our way down. So if the table is named as vanilla, like this one is, though I really shouldn't have had it named as vanilla, we can open up that table and we can see what's changed. If we want to include these changes in, if we have it here, so here I have it, I have all the vanilla entries in this table. Then I can just go in here and I can just change it. And then the next one, movement multiplier for steep, 50. Oh, not that. Make sure it's here, 150, 200. Okay, then I've updated the vanilla entries that I've actually copied over. If you don't add the vanilla entries and you only have fragments, like here I've got a custom named table which makes it a table fragment. I don't have to change it if I don't want to, but if I want to keep all the vanilla changes in it, then I should either remove the vanilla lines which I don't use from my table if it's custom named, or I should probably update them if I want to use them. If I use a vanilla name table and a row is added to the new updated pack, then I need to add that row, otherwise it could cause a crash because another entry might try to refer to that row which is added. So if I don't add it, it could crash. So to be on the safe side, if you don't need to have a vanilla named table, make it a fragment by making it a custom named. So this is an old version of Magnar Mod, so I haven't done that to a lot of the tables. So that, yeah, but in the current version it has custom named tables. Okay. So I've saved it and I don't want to save it, no. Okay. So that's all you have to do. You just go down through each of these tables, find out what's been changed in it, and decide if you want to update your own table or if you don't need to. Now you won't need to if, for example, if you have only one line. As an example, let's say change the name, make that a fragment, and we can delete everything else. Now that's only one line, and if there's nothing being changed to that line, and I don't want to add those changes that have been made to that line with the updated mod, then I don't have to worry about it. I can just leave it as is and be pretty sure that it'll work in game, and I won't have anything to worry about. For something like land units that we looked at before, you will want to, and if you have a table called land units, you really and you haven't got it custom named, so you haven't turned it into a fragment, then you really should add those land units because they might be in a start pos, and therefore if the game tries to load and it's looking for that unit in the start pos, it's referring to land units or main units, and if it's not there, then your game will crash. So, general rule of thumb, add the rows if you've got a vanilla named table. So once you've done that, once you've gone through all your tables which have not been changed structurally from the update, then you should update your schema. Before you do that, of course, you copy the entire table into a Open Office or Excel or whatever spreadsheet you have, because you can copy and paste from that. So you copy it over, then you update your schema, open up the new table, and compare the two and see what's been changed. Has a column been removed? Has a column been added? Or what? If a column's been added, then create that column in this spreadsheet and then copy it. Then what you do is you would, once you've made that spreadsheet and you've copied it, you'd add the new table altogether. So you would delete the table you had before if the structure has changed, and then you would just add from pack, and you'd select the new pack, wrong one. So you'd select the new pack and you'd re-add that entire table so that it's got the right structure, and then you can just paste from your Excel or from your Open Office or from whatever spreadsheet package you're using, copy and paste directly into the new table and delete the entries that you don't want. When copying and pasting from a spreadsheet though, if your spreadsheet is the entire table, you don't select the rows like this. You have to select them by clicking the number and selecting them like so. If you're just copying each row at a time, then you can select like that, no problem. But if you're going to do the whole table, so all the columns are in your copied, on your clipboard to paste, then you need to select the whole row. After that, copy your mod over and test it out in Rome 2 and see if it loads up, and with any luck it should. Once your mod has been re-uploaded after an update, this symbol should be gone and you should yeah, if it works, you don't have to do anything else. If it doesn't, then you have probably made a mistake in your update, and you'll have to go through and find what that is. And that's all for updating. If you have any problems, post in the comments below, and I will see if I can help you. And thanks for watching.